Hello again, everyone. Ambassador Terry with another book launch special. We got a hot one in my corner. Just beside me, Jenny Landgren's new book on expansion. We'll go more detail in just a moment. I have Chief of Security with me, along with my partner in life and business,
And crime.
Vettrus-Nichols. Well, I don't know about crime yet, but there's still time in our life. You never know. So, yes, welcome to everyone. Linda?
Yes, thank you, everyone. So, we are celebrating Jenny Landgren's book, Expanding in Life and Business Reclaim Your People Power. And it says on the back, bringing humanity back into leadership. As we grow as individuals, we begin to respect the individuality of others. Are your people striving to fit in? Show them that they belong. It's time to take matters to a deeper level and bring humanity back into leadership. I guide clients worldwide on the journey of reclaiming their lives, says Jenny Landgren. They are CEOs, managers, and employees, all sharing the human experience of knowing suffering in one way or another. I meet them where they are and present the deeper psychological understanding they need for themselves and others, as well as how to stay within their sphere of control. And my favorite quote of Jenny's, a person's vulnerability is a gift. Let's treat it as such.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. See you again next week. No, just kidding. Let's hear from the author. Author, where are you? Jenny.
Oh,
That makes me.
in overwhelm,
Oh,
as I've been sharing with the amazing people that are joining me to celebrate today, I felt so good about this book, so unapologetically sharing it with the people that I see in sessions and in different situations. And it's not just so much my own expansions, but the tools inside this book that I am so happy to share with the world. So thank you for celebrating that with me. Mm.
absolutely. Just we can go around. You want to just say a name and
Yeah,
kind of
let's
stay in
let's
order?
let's just have some fun with this. Let's go to the other corner. Stina Marie. Hello, my dear.
Michigan,
Hello.
come in.
Yes, I love, Jenny, all of your stories and messages and the way that they point us back to ourselves. And the theme that kept coming up for me while I was reading this book is autonomy and this real return to who I am and where I am, and the idea of having or seeing other people's individuality as reinforcing our own, because that's also been my experience. The more I appreciate other people's differences and uniqueness, the more I recognize what's also special about me. And one of my favorite parts is also releasing responsibility for other people's healing and other people's journeys. And part of that for me is the idea you shared about not, um, I don't remember how you put it, but idealizing someone, right? Like, oh, I'm with them for their potential, and really getting grounded in reality so that we can make clearer decisions and honor ourselves with those decisions. So thank you so much for all of the wisdom that you shared. I love how there's so many little bite-sized things. You could just pick this book up and have a few minute read and get inspired and, go journal a little or have a conversation with a friend, and just makes it easily digestible as well. So deep but digestible. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me, Stina. You've always felt like my bigger sister, if that makes sense. Like I'm learning so much from you. So it makes me so happy to hear how I can also inspire you. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, let's go to the center now. Lisa McFarland. Seeing
Sure.
outside, making me jealous.
It's a beautiful day and a great day to celebrate your work, Jenny, and to celebrate you. Going on, adding on to Stina, your point about just coming back to this autonomy, but also the releasing of control. And Jenny, you talk about this dynamically in a lot of different ways. And one of the ways that it really resonated with me was when you talk about gardening and that this is your sort of your style of planting the seeds and letting them grow, and like we can't force something to burst into existence. We can nurture and we can cultivate, but we have to sort of let go of what happens next. And I think in business and also just in our day-to-day pursuits, we see this again and again where we make a decision to go in one direction with an expectation that something will follow, but really we don't have control over what follows. We only have control over what we put in. And that really resonated with me, especially I'm out of the corporate life now, and I left that about 4 years ago because I didn't fit, because like you, I'm an empath, because like you, I'm a highly sensitive person. And I knew at some point that I could never really fully develop myself in that environment. So, but I have all due um, respect for that environment. And I think we need more of these voices that are saying, celebrating our individuality, bringing our strengths, let it rip, but then let go. All those things really resonated with me.
Thank you, Lisa. I love that. That's so what I felt when I was writing that chapter.
Mm.
And seeing the garden behind you just makes this so much better. And as I know you and your work with supporting grievers and allowing them to be exactly where they are and nurturing them in their own, in their own needs and their own capacity and their own way. I'm so glad that resonated for you. Thank you. Hmm.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go out to Colorado. Con Apostopoulos.
Get American here.
Howard, there you are.
Oh, thank you. Jenny, we celebrate you today, my dear friend. Congratulations on the launch. Congratulations. This message needs to go out to the world. Just going through the book and reading through it and reading your messages, I felt the same way that I do when we're having a quiet conversation over coffee. It is the conversational tone of the book. The stream of consciousness almost at times feels intimate. There's a process there that we kind of go through, and it's getting to know you, and it feels like each chapter just invites you to explore and discover the message and take what you need to hear from it rather than what the author, what you are trying to tell people. You're inviting them in, and just like your gardening, it's the same sort of thing. You're allowing people to choose. You're allowing them to make the conscious choice to let go of what no longer serves them. And that's a central part of the message that you're trying to get out here. It's let go, stop trying to control things, and really focus on what you can do better with yourself, your reaction to things. And the other thing that I really, really appreciated it's what Stina said, that it's like a series of poems, and it captures my heart and my mind at the same time. And I'm left with this feeling of a feeling of wonder, a feeling of curiosity, a feeling of empathy for the stories and the characters in the book, and even sometimes pain from my own past that I'm trying to kind of deal with and kind of overcome and put it into good use as part of my growth, and really showing the work and the growth that you've done, being able to take those emotions and almost pull them out of yourself and just observe them and analyze them and allow them to be like they were, like one of your plants, and then put it back. And that sense of healthy detachment is such a powerful process that you're teaching through your work and everything else. And again, it's done in such a kind and an inviting way. You never force yourself on anybody. It's purely an invitation. Here is who I am. Here are my thoughts. What do you think? I mean, finishing almost every chapter with that rhetorical question is such a powerful way to go through this process. So thank you, my dear friend.
Thank you, Con. Linda, can we put that in the book? That was, I
Not
am
this
very,
published? Sure.
Is that a sound bite or what?
Con, thank you. I'm in receiving mode, and what comes to me is just how supportive you are, and I'm so grateful to have you in my fellowship. And I'm just soaking in every word. Thank you so much.
Good.
Con, what a soundbite. That was just fabulous. Let's skip across the pond, jump into the Mediterranean, and see what we can fish up. Dino Carella, fratello, ciao.
Ciao fratello e ciao sorella Linda.
Extraordinaire.
So yeah, I wanted to say first of all, congratulations to Jenny. And in reading the book, I felt it was like an intimate conversation with a very sweet heart. And that sweetness still brings a lot of power in the way she's sharing, because there are certain stories. There is a story where she goes back to Linda, Jenny, you go back to some past traumas, and that takes a lot of courage to just go back in and then share it and write it down and let it out in the world. And the way you did it, there is a lot of grace. There is a lot of grace. There is a lot of love, and so I loved it. And there are many things that you touch that really resonates with me. For, the expansion, the fact that we don't control, but there is one piece in particular where you say that when your triggers start, usually brings you to a state of confusion, and what you're learning is not to jump into reasoning immediately, but to just sit with it. And you're saying that you found that very helpful. And I think that this is a very powerful insight to share, because I think most of us, what we do is something happens to us, we want to explain it, we want to reason it, we want to find a way to understand what's going on, analyze, overanalyze, overthink. And this is exactly what got us into trouble in the first place. So when you say, just learning not to reason it immediately, I think that's a really powerful insight. So thank you. I'm not sure whether perhaps you want to share what is it that you mean, and if I got the point right.
You absolutely did, Dino, and I feel very aligned with you because I know your work of supporting leaders, of getting out of their doing and just the hustle and the grind, and actually getting into a deeper being and being with themselves and finding the natural flow of things and easing into yourself. And sitting with yourself is one way of getting there. And yes, I'm glad that resonated with you very
Very
much.
powerful, Jenny. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So agreed. Dino, it's always lovely to see you, my dear friend and brother.
Same here, same here.
I can't get enough of you from day one, word one, when we first connected so long ago. You're just a treasure. And while we're skipping around the oceans and the better part of Europe, let's go out to the Emerald Isle and say hi to Simon Haig. Simon, what do you say, brother?
It's great to be here. It's a great honor. And Jenny, it is a really precious, pure, purposeful, and yet powerful book. It comes from the heart and the soul. And it kind of reminded me that this stuff's been going on for millennia, and yet a lot of us forget it. The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates said, "First know thyself." And that's what you've done in this book. You've you've kind of gone back to that the person who you were meant to be, the authentic person. And newborn babies, nobody teaches newborn babies to cry to get their attention, predominantly their mother. They know how to persuade and influence. And yet we kind of lose that as we get older. We kind of go from being our authentic self to living a life of expectation. And we need to get that back. We need to get that back. We need to return to being our true selves. And I think your book is a really powerful way of it's a good compass for reclaiming who we really are. Who do we want to be rather than what we are. So I think it's a fantastic book, and it's important to be values congruent rather than goals congruent. And I think that's what you're talking about, Jenny. So I take my hat off to you. It's really powerful and very touching. I've only read it recently, but I think other people have said it brings the sensibility. It brings us to us, So I take my hat off to you. It's a wonderful read, Jenny. Congratulations.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you. That means so much to hear. And I'm so glad that you're here to celebrate with me, because I've really enjoyed our connections throughout the year, even though it's been briefly here and there in some conversations.
Me too. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
I've found that you get that balance of like soul and strategy. And that's
Yep.
what I'm hearing. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Like it's about the journey, and we get to be really practical as well on the move as we are coming back to ourselves and again and again stepping into our truth. And that's the expansion of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations again.
Now we've had a bit of P&Q of Guinness. Now let's slip up for a shot of scotch. And Mike Stevenson. Mike, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I've just come through a period of illness, so I'm just coming back into the world. And you know, when you're not feeling well, you become absorbed in the world around you. You become totally fixated with the problems of the world. And reading your passages about knowing yourself was like driving into a little oasis of calm and sense, because we are losing that humanity that you talk about across the world at the moment. And it really does need someone to remind you sometimes that all you've got is yourself. And I want to go back to what Simon said about babies coming into the world, because we are at our best when we're infants. I solidly believe that. That everything that happens is what we take on, are the needs of other people we take on. We learn to respond to external stimuli, and we learn to control other people. That's what we try and do. And when we lose control, we lose ourselves. And I think a lot of people have lost themselves in this world. So your whole sense of understanding yourself and not being stolen by other people, and living a life of authenticity is really at the core of everything we should understand. The power of your words is profound. It really hits you. It takes you into yourself. It takes you into what matters. Whereas others who have got positions of responsibility are trying to twist the world into their image. You're not. You know who you are. It's been a long journey for you. And it's been very interesting watching how you've evolved over the years that I've known you. It's not that long, but you are an extraordinary person. And I've seen your calmness increase and your anxieties just ebb away during the time I've known you. And actually, your book is the exemplar of the new Jenny. Someone who's at ease with herself, someone who's happy in the world, someone whose journey is self-discovery. And that's all we can ever do, is discover ourselves. Because when we discover ourselves, we learn more about other people, because we see them with a much clearer eye. And I think that's what you've done in the book. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Mike.
It
This
seems
is
so
the speaker.
close, since so close to the last book launch. You're prolific.
Yes, yes. Well, I blame Linda for that.
Yeah.
Mike, Oh my goodness, you're the speaker to ignite purpose and creativity in the workplace, in anywhere. Thank you so much. This book does hold the energy of me now, and that's why it feels so good because it's like the
Yeah,
pages hold the energy of my becoming with the tools in it, and it's beautiful. That's my truth, and I'm so glad to share that with all of you.
it's
Thank
your
you.
truth. Yeah.
Mhm.
Delightful. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you want to blow up a room, get Mike Stevenson. He'll rock the place
Oh my goodness, yes.
every time. And he won't even know what he's going to say more times than not until he stands on the stage, reads the crowd, and bam,
Reads the crowd.
rocks them out.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what Canada thinks about all this stuff. There's a little US Canada thing going on, but not in this house.
Yeah.
Our dear friend Namrata Azul, recent new author herself. Welcome. It's glad to see you.
Thank you. Thanks. Jenny, your book has been, it's like I was just telling Linda the other day, it's not just the similar experiences, but even the timing of it. And um, every chapter that I've been reading it over the past, I think, a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And as I read every single chapter, I'm thinking to myself, oh, this just happened with me. And like even this morning, I opened the book and I'm on chapter about acceptance, and I am in that stage right now. And it just feels really like you're far away, you're all the way there, but you're here, like big sister guiding me through everything that's going on. And um, thank you, really. Like like you said, your soul is in that book and I can feel it. And it's just beautiful. Even when you mentioned about like with how you use this approach even at work, combining soul and strategy. I was reading this other book the other day. It's written by Dr. Henry Cloud called Integrity, and he talks about the same thing. So really, like your work, these words, and what you are doing professionally also is I think tremendously, yeah, it's amazing. I don't even have words for it because yeah, it's not you don't see it that often, especially in like a corporate workplace. You don't see a lot of leaders leading with their heart. It's all about numbers, and I'm glad you're able to spread that message, like even Lisa said, that it can be this way too, and it's just that people don't see it now. So yeah, I think with your book, you're changing the world and like changing people's perspectives, but also like others have said, it's not forced. Like you're just saying, okay, this is my truth. This is how it's been working out for me too. Like you're not even it's not even that, it's just hypothetical. It is actually true. Like it works. Like you don't need the hard push, you don't need force to make change. Like it's if you're authentic to yourself, you live in your truth, things work out for the better. So yeah, really, your books changed my life for sure, and thank you for that. Thank you for sharing it with me.
Oh, Namrata, leading from the heart and how conscious love really starts with ourselves is a journey that we both share, and I just love being on that journey with you. And it's about our shared expansion
Mhm.
for sure. And so I'm enjoying the journey with you as well.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
And there you have it. Now it's my turn.
Oh.
I have known Jenny for a very long time, and I've seen the evolution. And I felt from the beginning there was something special about you. And you have proven it over and over again. The triumphs, the over such strong adversity in a young life. You've already lived 50, 60 years of an average person's life with the initial traumas you had before you were 26, for Christ's sakes. Let alone you have found your fingertips in modern phraseology. You have found yourself, and now you're able to tell others your story, and you're changing lives. And the perfect testimony is these amazing people that have joined you today. To give testimony to you is incredible. Each one of them brings genius upon themselves to the story here yet today. And I'm in awe of you, and I hold you in very deep and high respect, my dear. Brenda?
Jenny, happy.
The CEO process with you, Terry, was transformational. And this book of expansion would not be what it is had we not met.
Oh.
So, very grateful.
Thank you.
I remember meeting Jenny, and she would show up and then she'd just disappear. And then she'd show up and then she'd just disappear. And when she'd show up again, she's like, "Oh, Linda, you're always there." And so, yeah, your kids were really little. Like, I remember them crawling on your lap when we first met. Now they're in, what, almost upper grade school. So, Jenny has such powerful words. The way she expresses herself, it's definitely from the soul. And there's just so much moving emotion to it. And so, as usual, letting the book just write itself, come in where it wants to come in, and finding Jenny's words here, there, and everywhere, and pulling them in, and they're just like landing in the right places. Jenny and I have been so in awe of that process of staying connected soul to soul, and not worried about anything, because it just goes plunk, 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 plunk. And Jenny has been really deeply into calm and holding space for herself and just abundance in her life. And it's been really special to watch her. We've had discussions on filters and which filter are you using, and now she's to focus. And yeah, just so beautiful, Jenny. Thank you. It's such a pleasure working with you.
Linda, you always not only believing but knowing what could be in working together has gotten me further than I could ever see possible. And you're just stuck with me. This is for life, baby.
Sorry.
And
Not
so
sorry.
grateful. Sorry, not sorry. So grateful. Thank you for doing this with me.
My pleasure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an incredible experience for me as a host, as well as these wonderful, talented people that have joined Jenny today. And ladies and gentlemen, leave your comments below. Okay, we can't wait to see and hear what you think. It is worth the purchase. It's an amazing, amazing read. And thank you to my guests for joining in with us today. You're all friends and family in my heart. So thank you to all of you, and thanks again. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Jenny.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
Jenny.
Thank you.